All right. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, Ships Across the Border. My name is Max. I'm here with Chris, and today we have on quite possibly the oldest person that I know.
That's not true. Jake's actually older.
No, Jake is definitely actually older.
But he took some years off of college. I'm so interested to hear the story. We have Aaron Sanchez on. It's like croutons in a soup.
Don't turn down any opportunity, whether it's a camp, a clinic, because you never know literally who's watching.
Make your own decision and stick with them and know they're the right decisions, right? And even if they aren't right, don't regret them.
He didn't know creatine existed. So you got some creatine? He's like, oh, yeah. Lift heavyweight.
Shipped across the border. I shipped across the border.
Shipped across the border, man.
Welcome back to Shipped Across the Border.
Aaron, just tell me about, how are you 25 and you're still here? I'm just so curious.
Before you do say that, though, I'm not going to lie. Out of all the people that I heard, when I heard Jake was 27, I'm like, I can kind of see that. When someone told me you were 25, I was like, holy shit.
If someone told me you were a junior, I'd be like, yeah.
Dude, he's a young soul.
Yeah, a super young soul. But
No, I mean, like,
tell us about your journey.
all right, so not to cut you off, but so pretty much like I started 2018. I was playing at a school in Oregon. I don't know if I told y'all. Southwest.
You live in Oregon?
No, I was living there for like.
Wait, hold on. You started basketball?
Yeah, no, like my college career.
Okay.
Yeah, my college career. I started there at 2018. I played for about like a year or two. I think like only for a year, and then I sat COVID year, and then I was trying to like get some like looks and stuff. So I sat for like 3 years.
Nobody picked you up?
Nobody. I was going to like visits. Like I was actually going to schools and like talking to coaches and stuff like that. And like I just at the time, like sadly, I just wasn't getting picked up.
So you were high school. It's like after your senior year.
Yeah, after my senior year, I went to a JUCO out in Oregon.
JUCO in Oregon. Okay.
And then like I said, I played there. I did pretty well. I probably averaged around like maybe 6 or 7 points. Okay. It was not that bad. Coach didn't really like me though, so like that's why I kind of wanted to transfer. But yeah, and then that happened. I couldn't really get none, so I was pretty much just living out in Oregon. Pretty much, like I had to get a job. I had to like live the adult life.
Did you have like an on-campus place to stay, or like no?
I did, but like when COVID hit, I kind of just like didn't go to school anymore there. So I kind of stayed with my buddy. Like he had like his parents. I got close with them, and his parents let me stay with them and like just like let my life just build up because they knew that I had a lot of potential and they didn't just want to like let me go back because I kept telling them I just didn't want to go back to New York. Like it felt like it would have been like a horrible thing, like move for myself. I would have just been like my other friends that I had, like just been in the streets doing dumb shit and like. Yeah, it's not something I want to do.
So how do you end up here? Did you immediately go from that situation to Elms?
No, so then after that, I went to Mohawk Valley. It's up in Utica.
Utica, New York?
Yeah, Utica, New York. So I met, coach was pretty cool. They gave me opportunity.
How'd you get recruited there first?
My AAU coach, my mentor, he'd been with me for like years. And like.
You played AAU as a 23-year-old?
No.
No, like Oregon?
No. Like growing.
I don't know your story, so I'm trying to. A lot of moving parts over here.
No, I'm talking
very
about
untraditional path. So you're AAU coach from high school?
No, yes, from high school.
Okay.
So growing up.
But you were still rocking with him?
Yeah, I was rocking.
Okay.
He came. That's what I'm saying. He was my mentor pretty much. Like
okay.
He was like he was the one that would like help me get schools out in Oregon to go to visits and like meet others. You know what I'm saying? So, but after that, like. He was the one that like got the school because I told him like I wanted just to strictly get schools in Oregon, and he was pretty much telling me
why
like,
Oregon? Why was that the spot?
I don't know, like when you get like life experience and you go other places, you kind of like just love the new environment, like
Buffalo, New York.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely not.
You don't fuck with Buffalo, New York?
Bro, it's Buffalo, New York. What are we talking?
It's fucking Buffalo, New York. I would rock with Buffalo, New York, bro. I would do anything
absolutely,
to go back to fucking Medina.
Absolutely not. Fuck no. Fuck no, bro.
Maybe not the place, but the people there. You can.
That's completely different.
Okay. continuing.
But yeah, and then he gave me the he hit up the coach there. I told him, he was like, yeah, I think you just should look at schools in New York. And I was like, all right, whatever, let's just make the move. And yeah, he hit up Mohawk Valley, and they were like, yeah, we'll take you. Craziest part, they had a player in that school who was 24, just like my age.
Okay.
But he was raw as fuck. Like, if I'll show you him, he was like stupid raw. I'm telling you, beyond raw.
7-footer that can't make layups.
No, like
type
he
shit?
was no. He was like 6'7", can handle the rock. Like,
Oh, he's like raw, like nice.
like yes,
Okay,
like
so
nice.
my definition of raw is like last year we had a 7-footer who like couldn't make layups. Like his talent, the skill was like the natural potential.
Oh,
was
I
there,
get what
but
you're
his
saying.
skill set was
Yeah.
raw.
Like Sam.
Dude, yeah, exactly. Sam's raw. Pause.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah.
Wow.
but yeah, he gave me the opportunity to play there, and yeah,
Play well.
I played pretty well, like in the position I was in, you know. But yeah, the team we ended up being 27-5 for the whole year, ranked
Damn.
5th in the nation.
Why the fuck did you leave?
I mean, I didn't leave because I had to do one JUCO year.
Mm-hmm.
And then
If
after
he
that,
played his first JUCO year.
yeah, so I didn't want to waste my years just staying
okay.
there. And then after that year, I had a couple D3 schools around the area, and Elms was one of the schools that like was wanted me like the most. So I like visited him, and like he was just like, yeah, we're like, yo, like we'll take you. So I was like, all right. And then I kept it in my ear, and then like had other schools, but for some reason, son just like drawn me to here. Like I don't know why. So I was just like, oh, and I also met, you know, oh shit,
Yeah, fuck it.
fuck it. But
We're live right now. We have two guests. Shout out Key, shout out Tajay.
shout out Key, shout out Tajay. Y'all don't know, y'all know. But yeah, so like it drew me to come to Elms, and like yeah, I'm here. You know, obviously not the age of other players, but it was a long journey.
Everybody's on their own path.
But listen, man, like it's how I see it. College is a grown man sport. You're gonna have 28-year-olds. You're gonna have fucking 27-year-olds. Like, I mean,
Everybody's definitely.
every yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody path is
Especially
different.
from doing this pod. Like, that's one of the biggest things.
Yeah, like, you know,
It's usually like the best teams are never like a team full
Hell
of freshmen.
no.
So
Yeah,
it's always
like,
like 50-year
it's-
returners, guys
yeah,
who've
most
been there for
definitely.
their entire career. But branching off something you just said right there, I kind of want to get into like, because during the tryout process, that was extremely stressful for him. And I'm wondering, was it stressful for you to come in here and see 45 dudes in the gym and knowing that like your spot isn't exactly secured and like you're going to have to fight for the next week, 2 weeks to get a spot in this team? Was that stressful for
3
you?
months, bro. It was like months.
Yeah.
I mean, to see that, yeah, like, especially, like, I came late. Like, I didn't even come when the times, like, when you came. Like, I came, like super late. So I didn't even see the runs, like, the pre-runs, just when the guys seeing guys.
Yeah.
So, like, when I've heard it, I was just like, I couldn't believe it. I'll be real, I really couldn't believe it. But then when I actually came, and then I saw, like,
Runs, you got 17
I was just
running.
like, wow. Like, I'm gonna be real, I was just like, damn. I hit my coach back at JUCO. I was just like, God, like it's like 40 different guys and like trying to try for a spot. Like I didn't know it was gonna be a trial. Like, you know, he was telling me he gave me a spot, and it was just like he just kept telling me to ride it out. Like just keep going. Like you're gonna make the team. Like you just do what you did at where I was at like before. You're gonna make the
So
team.
you weren't stressed at any point.
At some points, like as I realized, like first couple of days, I was like, nah. I was like, there's a lot of dudes here that's not better than me. So I just kind of took it in the chin and was just like, if I just play how I play and like bring it every game and like every like tryout, I was like, yeah, I'll be good.
You were talking about like a really rough patch you kind of had during that COVID situation, and I'm wondering if you could go back to that moment where you were like out of basketball for a couple of years, struggling. Why did you keep going? Like, what was the thing? Because most people, like, there's probably a lot of people out there who are like, "Fuck it, I'm done. I'm gonna lace it up."
Almost everybody would.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like, why the
Hang it up.
why?
Hey man, just like how anybody else would have like a why. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just.
What is your why?
I just wanted to like I don't know, like I felt like I hadn't got the opportunity at any school to like excel where I wanted to be. Like in high school I had so many accolades. Like I played against so many great people who are already in the league. Like so it just felt like I was kind of like left out. Like I was watching so many of my friends like commit to so many places. And you know, sometimes when you see that, like you kind of just have like a thought in your head, like you just start to reminisce, like think of yourself in that picture. And like, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of what drive me. Like, I just every day like wanted to see myself be like, yeah, I'm gonna post a day of me committing, like, or I'm gonna post a mixtape like of me being in the college team. That just like drive me every day. I was like, you know what, like, cause I worked at Home Depot and people would come up to me like, why you working at Home Depot? You're like you're supposed to play a sport. And I used to like hit me, and I thank God every day because I met, I don't know if you guys know who Super Handles is. But
That sounds really familiar.
he was
Yeah,
out
I
in
kinda
Oregon.
know
He's a great trainer. I'm blessed to meet him. I wouldn't be here probably without him. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, he kept me like going. Like, he would come to make me come to the gym 8 in the morning, knowing that I had work at 8 in the night. So I was kind of like just messing with my sleep because I want to wake up at 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
And like, he would just want me to come work out and just like keep me in shape. And like,
How'd you meet him?
my boy Tanner, like I said, like I met him from my JUCO in Oregon. He was like my brother, you know, and like his family just like, you know, did so much for me, and like he made me meet a Super Handles, and we just worked out together as much as he could because like he had a job and stuff, so he didn't really take basketball serious as much as I did. But I stay highly motivated, bro. Like, I'll be real, like it's not easy said than done, but
But you were debating quitting at that point.
I was
though.
debating quitting 100%. Like, I ask myself sometimes, like was I even good enough? You know, like I reminisce and look at like other highlights of myself, and be like, can I still do that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, can I do that at a higher level? And like, sometimes it would hit me. Like, I would cry. You know what I mean? Like, I'll sit there and cry myself, and like, just be like, why me? Sometimes, but like, I don't know, like. I just felt like my life that I just couldn't give up. Like giving up was the last thing for me to like do. Like, I feel like it's easier to give up than just
Then hold the pain of regret
Yeah.
because then you're going to be 80 and be like, shit, I
yeah.
wonder.
Like, I would have wondered what I could have been. You know what I mean? So it's like,
I feel like those moments of like perseverance with no, like when you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, but you keep walking, and then you know what I mean. I feel like those moments are like choosing to like keep walking is such a powerful thing. Such like a powerful and like helps you like grow. You know what I mean? Like as a person, like just pushing through, and then just like not seeing the light, and then eventually like start to see a little bit of light, and then it just motivates you even more.
oh yeah.
A question I had is like, how do you feel, just like the environment, like your roommate, obviously we talked about before, but like Austin doesn't stay on campus much, but like Austin's 18, you're 25. Like, what's the dynamic of being in the environment with people that are not really around your age? You're kind of older. Like, how do you feel? Like, how does that environment
I mean,
kind of like affect you?
like I said, like I feel like I don't know, like I've been around. I feel like I've been around that my whole life. Like, kind of like I've been like kind of like almost the oldest person. Cause like starting from my whole life, it's just like even with school. Like, I started school late, so it's like a lot of things I just happened. You know what I mean? Like, when I started school, like I was kind of like a year older than certain people. So it's like I kind of just got used to like
Being the oldest in the room.
yeah, being the oldest in the room. Like, and I used to get bullied for it, but then I kind of just took it to the chin. Like, this is how God kind of like wanted me to be in life, and I'm gonna just take it. You know what I mean? But I mean, like, well, Austin, it's cool. Like, I'm a type of person, I know how to like, you know, just be myself. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's the biggest thing, is just letting them know that no matter what age you are, you're gonna be yourself, and that's gonna make them the most comfortable. I feel like.
Are there some lessons that you couldn't see as like a freshman in JUCO that you picked up along the way that help you now?
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna be real. Like, some lessons I would say if I was not to be a dumbass or a dickhead, like, not to be like so, you know, profanity with the words, but like that's just the way I could say it. You know what I mean? Like, I just felt like I knew it all. You know what I mean? Like, cause like as I started the JUCO, like I'm starting. You know what I mean? Like, not a lot of freshmen are gonna start at a college level, coming in at 19 years old. You know what I mean? So it's like I was kind of cocky with it, and I kind of felt like I had a chin over my shoulder, and then like as soon as adversity hit me, I was kind of just like, whatever. Like, I ain't really work hard enough. I ain't push shots in the gym. I didn't really put the work into it, and it showed in the court. And then when it showed in the court, I just kept like dropping and dropping and dropping.
So you would say, like, to your younger self, you would take it more seriously. 'Cause,
yeah,
like,
most
one of the things we talked about in the show is like you don't gain confidence from shouting affirmations in the mirror. You gain confidence by having an undeniable stack of evidence that you are who you say you are.
Yeah.
And it's like in those moments of adversity, it doesn't sound like you were sure of who you were as a person, and you
Yeah.
didn't have any of that work behind you to
Yeah.
like prove to yourself that you were good as you should be, or as good
Yeah,
as you
yeah,
should be.
100%. That was 100% well said. Like I feel like I didn't know who I was as a person, not just on the court but off the court, and that kind of like reflected myself as a person and my character. Cause like I felt like if I would just been more of a better teammate, just a better leader, and just a better person off the court, I feel like things would be much more better for myself in the long run. You know what I mean?
Moving away from that, so your basketball career almost ended at one point. If it ended tomorrow, would you be satisfied with the ending? Like if it just tomorrow an angel came down and said you can't play basketball anymore, or you're gonna get shot in the head or something, would you be okay with that? Like where you are right now in your career, would you be okay just sealing the book?
Like I had to seal the book?
Yeah, like would you be okay with that, like moving away from basketball at this point?
Nah.
No.
I don't-
Why?
I just don't feel like I don't know how to put it to word. I just don't feel like I've reached the point that I wanted to reach. Like I just still feel like I'm still growing. Like even though I'm 25, I still feel like in my game.
25 is still young.
Yeah,
But,
like,
we,
that's what I'm
we
saying.
joke.
But yeah, that's
25 is still young.
Yeah, I'm still young, but that's what I'm saying. Like even though that I'm still that age, I still feel like I have a lot of room in myself to improve, and that goes for anybody. Like this is just a lot of room. Even though you feel like you're there, like there's always room for improvement, and I just feel like I have a lot more to improve.
So do you feel like the book will ever, like you'll ever be okay with leaving basketball behind? Like every moment, like fuck, I should have done more, or like
Yeah, I feel like there's always gonna be that type of feeling where it's just like you're always gonna have that type of feeling. Yo, I wish I should have just done more. Like you know what I mean?
so like outside of basketball, what do you want to do with life?
I mean, I don't know, man. Like that's a tough question. Like, what do you mean? Like, far as just
Like a job or
like
a
a
career?
job?
Like I think what's your plan as soon as basketball's over?
I mean, my plan, I guess it's just like shit, like just to get like a normal job. Like, I mean, not even crazy. I'm not really looking forward into like being something so like big. You know what I mean? Like, cause my focus, like, I'm real. It was just off basketball. Like, I never really had like a plan B, and that sounds bad to say it,
Worked out though.
but it's working out right now. But that's just like the ultimate goal. Like, just to.
So you want to go pro?
That's 110%. 110%. And I feel like I have the ability to go pro, and I have the potential. And I feel like if I just keep, like I said, keep growing and keep applying, I feel like I'll get there, man. Like 100%.
I'm just curious, how does like all the, I guess, life experiences that you've had throughout your basketball career, whether it's in JUCO, whether it's a time in between or the rest of your basketball career, and then now you're kind of in that position where you're the older person in the locker room, you're like the veteran voice. Like there's been a lot of times where, like, let's say we had a bad loss or a bad practice, like you'll be in the locker room or in the classroom and just be given wisdom and like just like, not, I don't say like a motivational speech, which is something like, you know what I'm talking about, just like, I guess like giving wisdom and like trying to encourage guys. And how does what you've experienced in the past and in your previous basketball career kind of impacting you now and helping you become a leader on the team?
So, like prior JUCO, like my last JUCO, I kind of was like, I can kind of say I was like a leader there, like a vocal leader. Like I felt like even like high school, I just been that type of person where like I felt like if I wasn't being vocal, it just wasn't my being myself. I was being down to the team. Like I felt like my voice was very helpful and it was very engaging to others. Like I felt like I had a nice meaning to it. So like even like when I did it in JUCO, I just always before a game, like even if it wasn't playing good, and I knew guys that were really good and they weren't playing at their potential, I would come up to them and tell them aside, like, hey, like, come on, like, I know you could play better than this, like, I know you could shoot better than this. So, like, I feel like that carrying on from there, it just, like, now since, like, you know, I mean, we haven't really run many games, but, like, just having that motivation and just that in the back of your mind, like, that's really good because, like, if it's if we don't have no vocal leader, then it's like we're all gonna have our heads down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't know how certain guys, because it's younger guys. We have freshmen who are 18, so like they probably had never had like vocal leaders and stuff like that.
I was gonna say that like my freshman year was a shell shock. The difference, because like coming from a tiny ass town in Canada, you don't really have guys who are leading the team, and like even practices, like the level of intensity and the vocal level is like so different when you get to college basketball. It's like you guys screaming on the sidelines, you have guys screaming to get into drill. You just everything you're communicating at all times for the full 2 hours and during the games. It's really different, and like for a freshman coming in, it can be a way different environment.
Yeah, and yeah.
I was gonna ask, is there any specific lessons that you learned throughout your career that you've kind of helped teach someone that's younger than you this year? I feel like you're like, especially like when I think about guys who are like pulling guys aside. Like yesterday after the game, you were talking to Addy about like, because Addy's a great player and you're expecting him to get more rebounds. He had 2 rebounds yesterday. And, like, we need you to like. He's obviously younger than you. He's a junior, but at the end of the day, like you're untraditional junior or senior, however old you are. So has there any, like what young lessons have you learned throughout your basketball career that you've kind of helped to try and instill in somebody else?
So like, I would say is like, because I've been in my career, I played in so many roles. Like I've been, like I said, I've been the star. I've been the absolute role guy who comes in just to do one thing, and now I've been the guy who just, you know what I mean. Like I've had it all. So it's like, I feel like for a younger guy who's coming in that is just trying to find their knack or trying to find something to like make themselves known in their team and they're not known right now, I feel like it just find one thing in basketball that you can do well, that you know you can do. Like if that's the assisting, or that's like getting a rebound, pushing the ball, if that's like bringing intensity in defense, I feel like if you bring it every single day, somebody's gonna see it. You know what I mean? And that's what I can speak for myself, because I didn't really show my whole package in the tryouts, but I knew if I applied myself just to rebounding and doing it every single time, I felt like that will outside myself, and coach will really he'll see it. So I feel like just sticking to one thing, not trying to do too much, just sticking to one thing that you can do and practicing it, and once somebody notices it, then you move on to the next, and you keep adding your package, and as soon as later, you're gonna become a complete player. And I feel like having that process is key, because especially knowing that if you're just in the bottom of the rotation and you know you're just coming in trying to earn minutes. Some guys usually will come in and just try to like, all right, I'm gonna come out and just score. Normally that's not what the coach really is typically looking for. You know what I mean?
They already have a score.
They already have a score. So it's like at some point you got to bring something that scorer isn't bringing all the time. And once you bring it and you add something else on top of that, you have an advantage over that person.
We talked about that a lot, how like in basketball it's always better to be great at one thing than good at a bunch of things, because it's like if you're good at a bunch of things, you're going to be replaceable, because like, oh, we have a great shooter, we have a great ball handler, we have a great, so like we don't really need you on the floor. Like what can you do to make someone need you on the floor?
Yeah, and that was my biggest thing of coming into Elms, like, was just sticking to one thing. Like I knew I had worked so much throughout my whole career on my legs and trying to be able to be so athletic and working on my shot and my handles, but I knew if I like stick to one thing, I knew I was gonna be good. Like I knew something was gonna be good.
So what do you think, what is your biggest strength as a player, and what is your biggest weakness?
My biggest strength as a player, I feel like I would say like driving.
That fucking post spin.
Post spin going right.
The post spin going right on the baseline is your biggest strength.
No, yeah.
As someone who's watched a lot of Aaron Sanchez post spin and ones.
Not yet. That's what I'm saying. Like it's kind of like all over the place, because it's like if you'll watch my tapes, you'll see that like my last year I was shooting, like I was strictly knocked down like shooter, like, but then it's like here it's like I play post play, so it's like my biggest strength I feel like is just having a motive. That's just me. Like I don't feel like me having with the handle, the shot, all that. I don't feel like that drives me to like be who I am as a basketball. I feel like just having a high motive and being like hyperactive and like aggressive, I feel like that drives me. Cause like I don't know, like I don't know if when you watching the game, when I get the rebound, I be screaming and stuff like that. That like
Fuck out of here, I got it.
yeah, like that's like that's driving me. That's
That
bringing
motor,
that's
that
bringing me
motor.
energy. So now I can sprint and get get a layup. So like I feel like that's my
I
biggest
will say
thing.
we have played with guys like Joe Veal. He's probably not going to watch this, but like he was one of those guys. He was like a really lengthy defender, and he couldn't really shoot the ball. But like when he got it off the thing, like he got the rebound, he was just going, and like he could go down full court, miss a layup, and then chase down block, and he was just up and
like,
down the whole time. And that's
crazy
like it's
motor.
infectious. It's like the rest of the team wants to play like that too now.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That makes other players want to play.
And
like
your
that.
biggest weakness?
My biggest weakness is, I would say, shoot, man, is staying consistent. I would say,
It's a lot of people's weakness.
like, I feel like that's my biggest thing. Is like I think too much, and I feel like if I just go out there and play every time without even thinking, the game just like actually flows through. Like some games in the season, like where I just played without even thinking. Like there was plays where I was just like, oh wow, okay, all right, let's go next play. Like you know what I mean? Like I feel like if I do that throughout the whole season, I feel like I'll be good. You know what I mean? Like that's the biggest thing is consistency.
Basketball is one of those weird things where it's like the harder you chase it, the harder it runs away. And
Yeah.
then when you finally stop chasing, just let it come to you. It's like you
Yeah.
sort of just exist in the game. Jake talked about that too a lot in the game, where he's like, I just exist in the game, and then I'm hitting shots, and it's just like I'm not really trying, but like you are. It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, and
This is a flow state.
Yeah, and that's what I mean by like I like there'll be some points where I do things where it's like I felt like I didn't move as faster, but in the video when I watched the film, I moved really quick, and I got it off. So it was like that's what I'm saying. Like if I feel like I just don't think in that motion, my mind sees it in slow motion, but outside is really in fast motion.
Yeah, Kobe used to talk about that too, where it's like the harder you try to force it, it's like if you get really mad, then it's like you're fighting your instincts almost. You're playing outside of shit that you don't normally do, and then you hear that whistle go off, and now you're going to the bench. It's like just counterproductive.
Why do you feel like your game has changed a bit? You said you in like at your JUCO, you come in, you were blicking, you're coming in, hitting shots, and then I feel like the first run where I ever saw you play, you were knocking down shots like crazy. You had an and 1-3. I remember you were there too. I think you were watching. You're like, who is this guy? I've never seen this guy before. And then he was just coming, cashing out. So why do you feel like your play style has kind of changed? And not to say you're not succeeding, because you're 100% succeeding in other areas. You've been one of our most consistent guys, putting the ball in the basket, rebounding. I think you have a very, very good individual season. But why have kind of like your strengths kind of seem to change? Why do you think that?
I don't know, man. Like, it's a tough question. I'll be asking to myself sometimes, bro. Like, I don't know. And then my family members ask me all the time, like, why do you limit yourself? Like, you know, you can shoot the ball. Like, you shoot it at a high rate. Like, why are you, like, not popping out? And I don't know. My body and my mind is just, like, so, like, I don't know. It's kind of like I'm a robot or something. Like, I just kind of, like, when something's set in my mind, it's hard to, like, dwell out of it, like, you know what I mean? Like, to go out and shoot a three, then when I shoot it, my shot feels weird. So it's like, I don't know. It's that's a tough one, bro. Like, I be asking that myself all the time, and like, I be trying to fight out of it and try to like, be at some points, cause like, even when I be real practice and I'll flare out to the 3-point line, my body feels weird. Like spotting up, like it just feels weird.
Was it you or Addy who said that he was like a foot inside of the 3-point line and he hit it, and he was like, it's a good thing that he wasn't like a step back, because then he probably would have missed it. 'Cause, like,
I said that, but it's about RJ.
it's about RJ.
Yeah.
I was
Bro,
like-
RJ has a 99% deep
Bro,
two.
That fucking fake hand off
That deep
turnaround
two.
is his
Bro,
favorite
yeah, I was me,
shot.
bro. Because if it was a 3, he would have missed it.
Probably.
It's the deep RJ deep two is best shot Ellis basketball can get at this point in the season.
Not yet, but
I relate to what you're saying a lot. I feel like I'm in a similar boat, but the complete opposite end of the spectrum. It's like I feel like in my career I've done more than just shoot. I've like, as y'all have now become aware, like I can get up a little bit. I'm a little bit athletic, like, and I have definitely shown flashes, like being able to get to the rim and
he cannot dunk.
insert the clips.
I will. Why do you say you can't dunk?
No, I'm not. I know you can dunk. I'm just trolling.
Like I
You were
can
the
get.
first one to bring it up. He was like, "Yo, he definitely can't dunk."
No,
Next
I know
is
he
now
can
he-
dunk.
Who was the first hater? I think it was like Jake or like Jaden. Was like,
I
or
ain't
Ben.
never
Jaden
doubted
do it.
you guys. When you first time you came up to me, you like, you think, Aaron, you know I could dunk, right? I was like, yeah, I seen your videos. Like,
But
You think I can dunk?
fuck no, guy can't even touch the backboard.
But,
Let me answer that for you.
Thank you for answering.
I was gonna be like,
No.
you could probably like maybe like get up and like miss
Maneuver?
it. Yeah, no, like miss like a couple times.
Nah, I used to be able to grab the rim, but no. And now I'm 215. There's no fucking way.
What I was saying though is I feel like I can do more, but I feel like when I came here, like I already had in my mind that like realistically all I'm gonna be is a shooter, and like that's what the team needs, and that's still what the team needs. But I feel like I put it in a box like open gym. I wasn't really like I was playing in a summer league, and like I'd had games where I had 30 plus, and like I didn't shoot the ball. I was probably like 2 for 9 from 3, but I had 30 on getting downhill and finishing at the basket and getting to the line and stuff like that. I feel like I've gotten away from that. It's just like a mental battle of like you feel your strength right now, or getting to the basket and and like opposite rebound and stuff like that, and like you feel like you're fighting that. It's a mental battle, and it's frustrating because I feel like I can do more as well.
It definitely is frustrating. Like might be some games where it's like I feel like I should have shot like maybe faded out, shot a 3-pointer, but like I don't know, like in the games, I still feel like I haven't got the opportunity to get like a drive, kick, swing, wide open 3 yet. Like I feel like
playing in the post, so it'd be kind of hard.
but like there's sometimes where I've been where like we'll run sets and I'll be out in the wing and like I'll be like ready, and it'll be sometimes dudes just won't want to give it to me. They'll just drive all the way in, and I'll like come in at this point and then they'll give it to me. So it's like I don't know. I feel like I haven't really got opportunity.
Were you like coming off screens in JUCO and like the shooter? Yeah,
I was coming off like two screens. Like I would get like a fade back, like a flare.
Yeah,
I would get flare screens. Like I was.
Did you have like a shooting like routine that you like getting in work?
Yeah, like my coach. We had like some shooting drill. We would just do like 5 spots all around.
But you're like something that you kind of got like. Have you kind of gotten away from that as your kind of role and stuff has changed here?
I mean, like I still put up shots, but like I kind of came to the like conclusion where it's like I'm not gonna do things that where it's like right now we're like 11 games in. I'm not gonna.
Role's pretty much set at this point.
Yeah, like I've shot 2 3-pointers in the year already. Like coming from where I've shot in a year 37%. Like so it's like I'm at this point where it's like, all right, my role is like kind of where it's like I'm just gonna keep trying to attack. I want to work on my mid-range shot because I have a mid-range shot. I can shoot mid-range.
You've been getting that catch and shoot baseline mid-range.
So it's like I feel like if I just stick to that and like that will open me up and it'll open up other things.
One of the things I've noticed, I've been thinking with this a lot lately, is like how college basketball forces you to like cut off a bunch of your skills. And like in terms of like a tree, if you had like a really solid base and some roots, and then you had all these little branches that you've been working on, like maybe you have a little bit of a handle. College basketball forces you to just cut those branches off, or cut it off for you, because like you can go out there and like you're a shooter and you're fucking here to play defense. And if you try anything else, either it's gonna get stripped, like it doesn't work if you try to go outside of your game. And if you don't have the self-awareness to do that, the game will do it for you. Like,
and that's the thing. It's like it's really different because it's like you're playing with somebody who is like coaching you. So it's like it's not like you're playing out there freely with nobody in your ear telling you what to do. So it's like you also have to realize like there's that as well, and like it's hard, it's tough. Like you know what I mean? Like I try to tell my brothers that all the time that like. Because they be looking at me like, oh, like you got to go out there and just like get 20, 25. I'm just like, it's not easy as you think, because it's like I'm playing under a system that a coach follows, and I have to follow it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I have to score within that. Yeah. And it's like this is my first year playing in it, and it's like I got to adjust from what I just played in to playing this. So it's like it could be difficult, you know what I mean?
A lot of kids don't realize that. They think like I averaged 25 in high school. I'm going to come in here and just drop like 20 a game, and then I'm going to be a starter and all that shit. Yeah. It's like if you aren't used to playing within a system, and like this coach, let's say you did just go into the system, you started shooting dumb fucking shots and everything, and now you're on the bench. You're like, why am I'm the best player here? It's like, well, you can't play in the system, so now we can't put you on the floor because this is how we've been winning. This is how we've been playing for the last 10 years. And it's almost like spitting in the coach's face when you're sitting and you're not playing the way he wants you to play.
Yeah, most definitely. And then that goes for like any level. Like if it goes from Division 3 to Division 2 to NAIA, like that's just how it's gonna be. Like you're just gonna meet a coach where it's like you're gonna have to play that system. It's very rare where you meet a coach where it's like you're like, yeah, like I don't care what you shoot.
That's
like,
a losing program.
Like it's very rare. And like and then if you're in that program, then again, hey man, like salute to you, because then you're gonna just have like a great film, but you're not gonna be winning.
Yeah, that's the first thing I can think about that is like Buff State is like you'll see like all these guys crazy highlights, dunks, like like everything, dropping guys, and then like you look at their record and they're 0-25, and it's like, damn,
one. And guess who that W was against?
fuck you.
Oh, you went the.
No, they played Medai and we played like shit. We shot like
we were
12
the-
for 35 from free throw
We were the
Like-
only team they beat all year. They were
We
1
shot-
24, and we were the one.
because we shot
And
we
that's
shot.
my coach, my AAU coach was gonna send me to go to Bus State as well.
You probably would have
had
been
a
able to
bunch of guys
jack
who were,
your
like-
threes, but you probably
they
would not
were,
have won
they
many
had a
games.
bunch of guys who were like really good. They just
Yeah,
had
but
no
they
assist.
just-
They were just fucking swing,
No,
swing,
it was
ISO,
iso.
swing, ISO.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
all they
It
did all
was
game.
what do you call
That's
it?
New York
But what I was
basketball.
gonna say about what you just said is like I had the same conversation that we just had about like playing in a role and stuff like that in a system with one of my best friends, Mac, who was like would have been like an all rookie team in the Empire Ray, like
1,000-point scorer in high school.
1,000-point scorer in high school, but like either started or like one of the first guys off the bench as a freshman at Medai last year, and he transferred to a different school, the Empire Ray, and he was struggling. And it's like it's weird to go from one system where you're used to getting your shots in this way, now you go to a completely different system that's a lot more robotic, a lot more like the coach has an emphasis on the system, and he wasn't getting much burn because he's a hooper. He's gonna take 1, 2, 3 too many dribbles and take a step back shot, and he's gonna hit them at a high clip.
Yeah.
But it's like a coach who has a system of pass, cover, place, drive, kick, swing, isn't really gonna like a guy who is taking tough shots and making tough shots, but then the day doesn't fit in his system. So I kind of had a conversation with him like, yo. And he sent me a clip. He's like, yo, look how tough this was. I'm like, I really wanted this bucket. And it was like in a game. I'm like, bro, that's probably why you only played 4 minutes, is because you shot a baseline step back jumper. And then we had a conversation about that. Just 'cause I'm his boy and I was going to hold him accountable. And like I'm just gonna let him know, like, you have two options. You can either keep hooping in your 4 minutes and keep doing you, and some shots are gonna fall, some shots are not. But if you want to increase your opportunity, make the best of it, kind of got to play to his rules. And he started to kind of play to his rules, play a little more simple, play into the system more. And he saw his minutes slowly increase and increase and increase. And he just had like 15 points last game and played like 20 minutes. So I'm proud of him. But I was just, if you're a young hooper out there, work on shots that you're gonna get in the system, because there's no point in working on shit that you're not gonna be able to do in the game. So, like, for example, me and Chris, we had an offense called Wildcat last year, and we would get in the gym after practice at night, and we would just work on shots in that system, whether it was off a pin down, or, for example, like, I do this show time, me and Chris used this at the beginning of the year, with, like, work on shots, like, coming off side or coming off away, or, like, all these different shots that I would get in practice or in a game in our system, and those help you and make you more confident to shoot those shots in practice and in the game.
Okay, because we just got the 5-minute mark, we're going to ask the last two questions here. This is from Sam. So basically, we were doing this thing recently, which I completely stole from another podcast, but I like it, is where the person who came on before asks a question for the next guest, even though they don't know who the next guest is going to be. Mm-hmm. And Sam left this question for what happens to be you. How do you deal with pressure in anything?
That was a good question, Sam. Shit. I with pressure, I just deal with it. Like, I kind of like just, I don't second guess on it. I don't be like, oh my God, it's so pressuring. I kind of just like, just embrace that it's happening right now and just go through it.
You don't fight it.
I don't fight it.
Usually the mistake people make where it's like, I shouldn't. One of the things I heard from Kobe before we asked the last question is like, he said those who like fight anxiety, you're giving it more power when you're saying, I shouldn't feel like this, I shouldn't feel like this. Where it's like, no, this is part of the process. This is how I should feel. This is okay. And then it just goes away. Yeah,
that's kind of how I see it. Like I feel like the times that I did do it the wrong way, like that's kind of what happened. Like I kind of just like, wow, like my body was just like, oh my God, like why did I just like, you know what I mean? Like I should have just like went straight to it. Like I don't know why I didn't, you know what I mean? So I feel like at some points I just go for it and just like no second thought, just run straight through it. I feel like the result normally comes out like how I was envisioning it. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's the biggest thing. It's like don't run from it. You know what I mean? Because it will haunt you, 100%.
And the last question is just like, what's one piece of advice you give to your younger self, or you kind of already answered the younger self, or what's just one piece of advice you give to a younger hooper who's trying to be a college basketball player in high school right now, or maybe even younger?
Just stick to it. Don't give up, and just keep striving to be in your better self every day. You know what I mean? Don't try to fit into any other outside groups. Don't look just because one person's better than you right now, you think you're not going to be in that boat. That just means because right now their future is hitting right now and yours is still waiting on. And that's how I see it. I feel like you just keep going and you keep pushing, things will happen. 110% sure. Because that's how my life went. I'm 25 right now. It's been a long journey, but the journey ain't over. But like at the point where you keep working, something out of that journey will come out green. 110%. 110%.
Coming on,
Raps.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Thanks for coming on.